Welcome back to our local farmer's diary. My name is Johnny, and it is now winter time. Welcome to December. Not a lot going on. Getting kind of cold. The overlay, our air temperature is right there at freezing, 32 degrees. Ground temp, still got a little bit of warmth in it. Comparative, approximately 37 degrees, which is rather important because that means the ground is not frozen yet. So later today, we're going to get out and see if we can't do a little bit of subsoil cultivating in advance of course, spring and the temperatures warming up. But before we do that, I thought we would haul one load of black beans down here to Johnson's Mill. Got a pretty decent price for black beans. So got 3 more loads after this to haul. We're going to be doing that over winter as we have time and as prices are beneficial. Something else that has happened since autumn is that we have now acquired another plot of land. Talked to Kenny, and he was willing to offer us up that field that was across from where we had our carrots last year. So that's nice. So we've got another kind of plot up there in that general vicinity. Probably going to put cabbages in there next year also. Like, if I didn't manage to get their crop out of the field, or what that is over here. Going to the mill. See the building right there off to the left. Big tall building. Where we're going. Not bad at all. $60,000. Going back to the farm, like I said, and if we can't get back out there in the field and do a little work before we're froze out. I don't suspect we'll have too many more days here winter before the ground's going to be hard and packed. Head back this direction. Don't know if you remember the video way back in the spring. That's the field where we were planting the corn. For elder. That field. Somebody else's field. I wonder, what is this? It's always a shame to see crop left out in the field. This is beans. Oh no. Robert, what happened? I have to call him up and figure out what on earth happened. I don't know if it's too terrible much we could have helped him out with, but yeah. Always painful to see a crop like that just go to waste. I'm guessing with the wet heavy dews that we had there toward the end of autumn, it just caught him out. He didn't have an opportunity to get it up off the field. Then autumn really got wet, got cool, overcast, and just never got to a drying point where he could get him up off the field. Plot of land right here in front of us, that would be that's a beautiful plot of land, but too big and too costly. Not gonna be able to afford that for, gosh, probably forever. We'll ever have the cash flow to buy something that big. A lot of our lambs are getting close to dropping their youngins. That'll be exciting. Exciting and, well, stressful at the same point, because you hope that they all have good births. Not in a position where we have any sort of labor problems. Went ahead and kind of staged our tractor over here with, again, with our power harrow and our subsoiler. Silage bales are still out there. He hadn't had a chance to come by here and pick those up yet. And are greeted with a little winter snow. Ground's probably too warm to have it accumulate to anything, of course. But gosh, she sure is nice. Sure is pretty to see the snow. Just reminds us we're going to need to make sure that we are prepared. Oh! And then no sooner does it switch over to rain. Right there on the cusp of temperatures, that's for sure. I know. Folks are going to be out there probably screaming at their TVs. Why are you doing the outside of the field first? You need to be doing the inside of the field and then do the outside last. You're going to be driving over it. Well, that is the case. We will be driving over it for sure. But this field's going to be sitting here all winter. It's going to be going through some freeze fall cycles. So there's going to be enough ground heaving as a result of that to really not have to worry about any compaction that we may be inducing by driving over the freshly cultivated ground. It'd be a little bit of a different story if we were going to be putting seed in here, but I don't want to be putting seed in right heading into winter before it's had a chance to germinate, asking for problems. Seed just basically rotting in the ground. But like I said, we've got this window of opportunity to hopefully get 1 or 2 fields worked up before the ground gets frozen. Why not take that opportunity and capitalize on it best we can? But I see it. And what we're going to do is we will set up for the up and down passes now. Square this off a little bit and we'll take care of that here in a little bit. Like I said, it's going to take care of this little part of the field soon enough. Those nice squared lines off. Just hammer this field out. Take too terrible long now that we've just kind of squared things off. With this guided steering, we can easily, like I said, skip rows, come back, hit that pass, loop around, hit the pass right beside us. Really not have to worry about making super sharp turns. A lot of forwarding and reversing, shifting gears. Less we have to worry about that. More efficient we'll be with getting our field work done. Looking at that fuel gauge, I should have looked at that a little bit closer before we started doing our work. If we're going to have enough fuel to get this field done, we might have to get in the farmyard and get that topped off here in a little bit. Thankfully, we're not too far away. That done, but yeah, this Power Harrow subsoiler combo, it seems to really do a good job in getting the ground loosened up, mixed up, broken up. Really impressed with this piece of kit. Well, I came in here to grab a bite to eat a lunch and refuel the tractor. It's been raining all morning and just the weather. Weather says it's pretty much settled in. Got a low pressure system that's really not moving. A high pressure ridge off a little bit, but at any rate, you see, it looks like we're going to be settling in for some fairly windy and rainy conditions for the rest of the day. So, kind of call it here and hope that it's supposed to clear off tonight. It's be a little cooler, tonight. But we're hoping that the ground will still be able to be worked tomorrow, and we can go ahead and finish off those fields. So, I guess I'll update you tomorrow. Well, surprise! Seems we've got a little bit of snow overnight. Ground's still not frozen, so quite frankly, I really don't expect it to stick around too terrible long. Sun gets out here and gets on everything, it'll probably melt away, but hey. First sign of snow for the year. Not going to deter us from getting the rest of our field work done, at least for today. Maybe tomorrow that'll be a different story. As it cools down, ground temperature is falling. Slowly, but she's still falling. Turn around, and we've got a nice full fuel tank. I think today we might be lucky to get this one field finished. Already, we're out here earlier tending to our Jeeps. Wonderful field of drive on through there. Wonderful field of silage bales. Told me he was thinking about coming and picking them up today, but that was before the snow. Might change his mind now. Wait for the ground to freeze. Before he comes, picks them up. So we've got coating of snow. We're still able to pretty much see where we have been. Our power harrow started up here, and can't get a cruise control and our steering locked in and get this field finished out. Doesn't look like the snow is affecting us too terrible much. Ground is a little bit more damp than usual, but that's okay again because expecting the freeze fall cycles here this winter to loosen up any of the soil that may compact by driving over it. I really don't see that hindering us too terrible much for a springtime seeding. So trying to figure out what we might put in this field next year. Cabbages were really profitable for us last year. Might put cabbages in. Might work with, I put some oats in. See what our horse farmer across the street needs. Maybe oats would be useful for him. I could bale up the straw, get out to market over at the hay auction. See what that might bring. Yeah, we're going to have to think about that. Figure out what we might do with this. Figure out what we're going to do with those other fields. We're going to obviously continue to be growing our vegetables. Those were highly profitable for us. It's just, you know, what's our planting ratio going to look like? Cabbages, they were pretty profitable. Carrots and onions, not so much. But still, there is a use for them. There is a need for them. don't want to flood the market with cabbages and just totally tank the price either. The stubble off of these beans really does help identify where we need to be, where we haven't been. Drone really does tell a different picture now that it is wintertime. Wow. Go back and check out some of the autumn episodes on your DVR. Kept those videos. Probably be able to tell that Pennsylvania is a far different looking place here in the winter is in autumn and spring. That's for sure. For example, we can see all the way through these trees to road over there and well beyond into the forest. Dead of summer, you'd never would have that sight. Trees and the leaves and the branches all blocking your view. Wintertime is going to be pretty much just tending to the sheep, cleaning up the farmyard, clearing any snow, making sure we still have, access to and from sheds, the barns, the haystack, and whatnot. Making sure the water trough is thawed out and not frozen. Just generally keeping warm, keeping everything good and ready for spring. Spring ought to be busy when we should be lambing out a whole bunch of our sheep. At least, probably maybe 2/3 of our lambs, of our sheep are impregnated at this point. Year was a good year. They seem to have taken well through the artificial insemination process. It's really good. Check market price and figure out when would be a good time to take those lambs off to their inevitable future. Sure when we're going to do that, but I would suspect at the latest we would keep them around until early summer, then ship them off. At that point, I don't know if our meager pasture area here would support additional 50 to 60 lambs. Not definitely have the hay. Once we get the grass in there, I want them completely mowing it down to the point where the grass can't recover. I have to keep that in mind. Other than that, it's just going to be, looking forward to spring. Planning out things, plotting things out, figuring out what we're going to do with our new field. Thought we were maybe going to put cabbage in there. Maybe rotate our crops around a little bit. Maybe put carrots in the red cabbage field. Maybe put onions in the cabbage field that we did last year here across the street from where we are right now. And then maybe put cabbages and red cabbages in onion field, the carrot fields, and in the new field. Sounds like a good plan. Maybe that's what we'll do. And again, oats possibly for one or both of these fields here, depending on how much the horse farmer thinks he'll need. How much we think maybe we could get on the open market for the excess. So until next time, happy farming.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.